And we are rolling.
Oh, no, you didn't.
I done took your spot.
You done took my whole little thing.
Hey.
Just a thieving.
Hey, that's what happens when you move too slow.
Just a thief.
Hey, everybody. How you guys doing today?
Hey, you guys.
So today, more Q&A.
Q&A.
Yep. So thank you guys for sending in the questions. Keep them rolling in. You can always your questions, email them, put them in the comments, and we will make sure that we, try and get to your questions. So thank you guys again. Yeah. Anyway. So, but before we get started with the Q&A, welcome to Love Part Connection, where we talk about the pains and pleasures of life, love, and relationships. My name is Angela.
And I'm Pierre.
We are a husband and wife marriage and relationship coaching duo. We have been married for 28 years, and it's our goal to help couples communicate more and build healthy long-term relationships and marriages.
Yes.
All right, y'all, let's get started. All right, so the first one, is it okay? I like this one. Is it okay that we don't have the same interests? We don't do everything together like other couples? First of all, I'm going to say don't compare yourself to other couples.
Yeah, never do that. That's a bad idea.
Right, and definitely don't start comparing yourself to couples on social media because, as we know, sometimes that is not the truth, what's going on in their relationships. So, first, even with our relationship, we at some point we felt that we had to always be doing things together. And in the beginning of your relationship, you want to do a lot of things together.
Yeah.
But then as time goes on, you want to have your own, and we've talked about this before, you want to have your own hobbies. You want to have your own set of friends.
Yeah.
You want to be able to take that time apart. So in my opinion, no, you should not feel that you have to always be doing something together. And again, comparing yourself to other couples, because you never really know what's really going on in the background. They might pretend that, hey, we do all these things together and so forth and so on. But, they might have some other issues going on that they're really not talking about. So it could be just a facade.
Yeah. Like in our case, because they was asking, is it okay if they don't have the same interests and all that stuff? Well, in our case, we don't have the same interests. We are opposites on a lot of stuff.
Yes, we are.
Total opposites on a lot of things. Now, there's a lot of things that we do like together, but I'm a lot about music and listening to my music loud and listening to loud action movies and stuff in the house and all this stuff, and she's about action movies.
I'm about to say, okay, get that straight.
That's what I said. She likes action movies, but she ain't about hearing it with the surround sound and all that stuff on. She could listen to it on an AM radio and she cool. I'm like, how you do that? Same with music. She could just have an AM radio on. It's barely going, and she just fine. I can't do that. I got to have it. I got to be surrounded in the music. So that's the difference, and some of her things that she enjoys to listen to and things like that. I don't really, I'm like, and it's the same thing with me. I listen to different things about action stuff or comic stuff, stuff that boys and men listen to. And she's like, whatever, that's nice. That's nice. But
exactly.
But at the same time, we come together and I'll talk to her about stuff in my little world and all of that thing, and she'll listen. And then she does the same thing with me. And that sparks conversations.
Exactly.
So as long as you guys are sharing those interests that you guys may have different ones, but you guys share them with each other, that gives you things to talk about.
And you two come together. I think it's a good idea to also come together and try and go into your partner's world. If they're interested in something that you just like, whatever, you know, take a day, maybe half a day to go into their world and
Mhm.
see what they're doing and see why they like this. And you might find that you do like it because in the
Yeah.
beginning I was not an action person. Now, if the movie don't have enough action, if it's a
Yeah.
chick flick, I'm not trying to see
She,
it.
she don't like the chick flicks. She don't
I'm
like
not
all
trying to
the.
see it. I'm like, if you don't give me some action within the first 10 minutes, we can turn the movie off.
Yeah, it's funny.
So,
She don't
but
like the rom-coms. She don't like them.
I don't even
You
know
know,
what rom-com is.
romantic comedy.
Oh no, I don't like rom-coms.
Yeah, she don't really like
I do.
those.
I think
Every
I
blue moon, we might find one that's kind of funny,
yeah.
but most
Couples
of
Retreat, I guess, was a
it,
rom-com. Right?
yeah,
What?
that couples
Okay.
couples retreat is kind of like our top one of our top five.
Right. But yeah, so so go into your partner's world and see what he likes or what she likes. And
Hmm.
maybe you'll find even a small inkling of interest, but also don't get upset if your partner is not interested in, once they've tried it and they're like, I can do without it.
Yeah,
Then, don't get upset. Just say, okay, well, thank you for trying and keep it pushing.
that's it.
So no, I don't think you have to or should feel bad that you and your partner don't want to come together on everything. It's
Mhm.
okay.
It's
It's
okay.
okay.
It's okay. It's called being individuals.
You're
It's
because you
okay.
are. That's what we have
You
to
are
forget.
individuals.
Even though you're in long-term relationships
Mhm.
or marriages, you're still individuals, and you have your individual likes and needs and
Yes.
wants and desires.
Yep.
So you have to, be respectful of your partner,
Yep.
but also, don't feel bad if you don't like what they like. It's okay.
Hmm.
But you guys still need to have some shared interests and goals.
Yeah.
So,
Look, she likes sardines. I
oh my
don't.
God, why you can put my business out like that? Anyway, we're gonna get on to the next question.
Mhm.
Let's see. What do you do when one of you wants to talk, but the other shuts down during arguments? We know a little bit about that.
Yeah. Look, wait for that other person to come back from their walk.
No, what if the person shuts down? That's what they're asking.
Well, basically, first give them time. That's the main thing. If they shut down, it shut down for a reason. Maybe because the argument was getting, maybe the discussion was getting too much, and that person was needed a break, and it was getting to a point where that person was just gonna blow up or something.
Mhm.
That's usually why a person shuts down, or that if they just feeling so disrespected, they will shut down from that.
Right.
And usually, the best thing to do is just to give them time to come out of it and let them calm down.
Mhm.
And then by that time, you can probably get yourself together and think about a different way of approaching them as far as talking to them to where
Yeah,
they don't shut down.
exactly.
So it's all in analyzing your partner
Right.
and knowing your partner.
Right. Because
So,
I was the one that would shut down. I was
mhm,
the one who, and we've talked about this in our past episodes, that I was the one that would feel that talking became exhausting.
mhm,
So I wouldn't want to talk. I wouldn't, he would try and coax it out of me and say, what's going on? Let's talk about it or whatever. And I'm like, I would just be physically exhausted. The
mhm,
talking was just physically exhausting for me.
mhm.
So I would just, either not talk about it or just give in and be like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
And that was not healthy for me. And it was frustrating to him. So I had to learn to come out of that. But he also gave me the space to come out of that. And, with my own, um, what's wrong?
Daggone.
Oh, with my own, I'll say therapy,
Mhm,
my own meditations, and just doing what I needed to do
mhm,
to help me get over this feeling of being exhausted when I talk, because that's something from childhood.
mhm.
It allowed me to come more out of my shell again with his help, with his patience. And it helped me to come out of my shell. And so now I'm more vocal about what I need and I want. But there'll be times where there's still going to be times where I don't feel like talking,
Yeah.
or the conversation gets too heated, and instead of me getting frustrated, because that's what I used to do, would get frustrated, and sometimes I still do get frustrated when he would ask me questions, and they're legitimate questions, but because I couldn't find the words, or I just didn't feel like thinking and giving him an answer, I would lash out at him. So I still have to find that way of being able to just, okay, answer the question as best you can, and maybe we have to come back in more details later. Yeah, it is complicated when you have someone who does shut down during a discussion or an argument.
Yeah. And sometimes, and a lot of times, no, most of the times, like she said, there's usually some other issues, some type of trauma or something, maybe from a childhood or something that causes that person to shut down when they get into discussions or, serious discussions or arguments and things like that. So at some point, you guys need to address that issue
Right.
and, find out why this person shuts down
Yeah.
and work through that part of it. That's a big thing. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say there was an example. Actually, was it not this weekend or late last week where we were sitting in the car, and I forgot how the conversation started, but I was telling him there's things that I need to work out. And yes, even after this many years of being married, sometimes you don't realize, or sometimes you don't want to bring it out in the open, or maybe you just didn't realize until, whenever, that, there are issues that you're still working through. There's issues that I'm still working through. And, I always say you never stop learning, you never stop growing until you're 6 feet under. So there's
Exactly.
nothing wrong, that no matter how old you are, that you're still learning, you're still growing, and you're still trying to make yourself a better person. But what I was going to say is that we were having this discussion in the car before one of our walks, and I told him, I said, I still have things I need to work out, and they are from childhood, and so what I'm kind of lashing out at him, or I feel some type of way because maybe something he said, it triggers something, and your favorite word, it triggers something in me to, make me feel like, oh, okay, this is a father-daughter situation, and I'm feeling like you're chastising me, like, like I'm your daughter. Then I told him, I said, that's something I have to work out. I can't blame you how I'm feeling. This is something I need to work through, and I need to not let it bother me as much as it does. So, and I told him, I said, so if I am very like standoffish, or if I'm just like, okay, whatever, this is my way of trying to work through my issues or how I'm feeling about a certain situation. So I'm not lashing out at him or taking it out on him, because this is something I need to work through.
Yeah.
So
And
that's,
if that is the case, like she did, she let me know that. Because if you just don't say anything, then of course that person is going to take it like, oh, you just don't want to talk to me. Oh, what's wrong? What's going on? How come you don't want to talk to me?
Or if
So
that person, if you're lashing out at your partner, at least he or she needs to know why. Why are you feeling this way? Why are you lashing out?
Yeah.
Because really, we have to take accountability and be responsible for our own actions.
Yeah.
How I cannot blame Pierre for a way that I'm feeling, because there's something that I need to work out. And for me to blame him and not really look within and say, hey, this is something that is on me, then we're not going to, you're not going to grow as a person. And that's just going to cause tension in the relationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's basically it.
On that one?
On that one, yeah.
Okay. So
are we going to do another one?
We're going to do one more. No, we've only done 2. This is the last one.
I know. Okay.
Anyway, the last one. What do you do when your partner doesn't feel the same way about big life choices like moving or having kids?
Mm.
Now, this,
Oh,
especially the kids one, well, I'm
oh,
gonna say the kids
oh,
one.
the kids.
We
Oh
don't get to the
boy.
moving, because I know those are just examples, but kids, y'all should have talked about this
Yep.
before y'all even got married, and you should have been honest
Yep.
because there's a lot of ladies now who are getting to that. They might have a career, they might have, they just want to live life, and maybe they
Mhm.
don't want to have children. But
Mhm.
ladies, you got to be honest about that.
You gotta be
And
honest.
same with the men. If you don't want to have children and your woman wants to have children at some point, then you definitely need to let her know. And then y'all need to make that decision at that time before you get
Yeah.
married. Are we going to continue in this relationship?
Yeah.
Because that's one of the things that and finances can cause some problems in your relationship. So
Yeah.
that is definitely a topic that you have to discuss up front.
Yeah.
And,
Definitely.
and even, finances, we learned the hard way. And, we still continue to learn that
Mhm.
finances are one of those topics that you have to talk about up front.
Yeah.
So big life decisions like that, that's
Mhm.
going to impact your life for the long haul. You have to talk about that.
Mhm.
Now, moving, I mean, depending on what you're talking about moving down the street? Are you talking about moving cross country? Are you
Mhm.
talking about moving to another country? That's right. I
Mhm.
said
She
it.
talking about moving to
I
another
said
country.
it. But in our case, we've been in the same place for how many years? So we won't even get into that, y'all.
Mhm. Yeah, we
But
won't get into that one.
anyway, anyway. But yeah, those big life decisions, those really, I mean, and it's a continuous talk. It's not something you have just once.
Mhm.
It's a continuous talk because yes, how you feel before you get married, example, the children, you could turn around and, once you get married and a couple years down the road, you could change your mind and
Yeah.
like, okay, let's revisit that children, let's revisit whatever the topic is.
Yeah.
But you can always change your mind, but you still have to have that open communication throughout your relationship.
Yep. Yep.
Anything you want to add to that?
You said it all.
Okay.
You got to definitely communicate that.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
children one is a big one. The move thing, you can kind of deal with that one because it can come and go,
Right.
whatever. But the children, if both of y'all not on the same page with the children and you end up having the children, hey, you can ain't no sending them back.
Right. Right.
When you decide I wasn't ready for this. I wasn't never ready for this at all.
I
I
didn't
just did it
want it.
just for you.
Right.
The kids are here.
The kids are here and that impacts them. That impacts
Yeah.
their mental health and things like that. They can sense because people pretty much and children they can sense
Yeah.
they get that vibe, they feel that energy.
Yep.
If you're really not, if one of the parents isn't really hadn't wanted to be a parent,
Yeah.
you can sense that. Children can sense that. And you don't want to bring another human being into this world if both of you aren't on the same page.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
All right, y'all. So I think that's it for today. So
That's it.
thank you for joining us. Please remember to like, share, subscribe. If you find any value in our content, if you just like looking at us.
Hey, comment. Look,
Yes, he
come on.
likes he get comment.
Comment.
You
We
know,
want the comments.
actually, if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments.
Yeah.
If you guys have questions that you want us to answer, leave them in the comments. You don't have to email us, but if you so choose, you can email us and that'll be in the description below. But yeah, we like to hear from you guys how you feel about this. If you have any topics you want us to talk about, then please leave it in the comments and we will do our best to make sure we put that in our rotation.
That's right.
Okay.
Yes.
And check out our website at at loveparkconnection.com. We
Really?
got we have a lot of great resources, and we are still working on coaching. So if you're interested in any of our coaching, then please join our wait list, and we will, let you know when we have that up and ready for you guys. All right, y'all. Thank you again for joining us, and we'll talk to you again later.
All right.
Bye.